In this passage that we're going to go through trials, we're going to go through difficult times. But the beauty of the church when she's doing her job is you're never going to be alone. Not only is God going to be with you every moment, but if we are his hands and feet, and sometimes I felt like, God, if you're there, I wish I could actually just get a hug because I feel really lonely. Well, you know what? Then we should be that comfort for people. We should, it's weird in the COVID time to say we should be giving hugs, but whatever. Like, you know what I mean? We should be. We should be rallying around each other. We should let people know you're not alone. That, yeah, this is hard and I don't have the answer for you. And I can't fix your problem, but I'm going to jump in that pit with you and we're going to suffer together. Like, imagine the power of that coming alongside each other. Knowing that, you know what, I can be honest and I don't have to put my church smile on and say, yeah, everything's great. No, it's not. Actually, life is really hard right now. Can I tell you about it? I just need a friend. I need somebody to listen. I need somebody to care. And it requires boldness on our part to be willing to be that vulnerable. It requires trust, knowing that we're actually in a group of people who really care. It requires faith, believing that we're all seeking God and we're going to give godly advice filled with wisdom. And then it involves saying, you know what? People have been there for me, so how am I going to be there for others? See, that's the beauty of the body of Christ coming together to say, I don't just care that my kids have a good education. I don't want my kids to just have a good life, but I want all the kids in our community to have that. That's why I'm so focused on our children's ministry. You know, I want to make sure that everybody has, food to eat. I love food. I love food too much. But there's a lot of people who don't have it. Regardless of the situation that got them there, we've got Flo who makes it a point to make sure that people have some warm food in their bellies. That's a thing that we should all be able to get on board with. Again, I'm not saying every person has to be involved in every ministry, but when we each do what God has called us to do, we can do amazing things. When you look across the board at all the ministries that our church is able to be involved in, it's incredible, but it only happens when we join together. And finally, 1 Timothy 6:20 called you to do. And let that be enough. Don't waste your time. We need to play our part and use our gifts. We need to embrace the reality that this life isn't about me, but how can God use me in other people's lives? We need to remember that we don't do this on our own strength, but the power that raised Christ from the dead is empowering us as well. And if each of us answers this call with a resounding yes, we will be a part of changing the world. And I don't say that flippantly. Think about that. Like, we can each have an impact in changing the world. As we close today, I have a feeling that many of you are saying, yes, I agree. That sounds good. I'm all in. But where do I start? How do I learn? What exactly does all of this mean? Those are valid questions, and that's really the goal of the church, to help move you from being where you are, to help you connect in relationships with others, to grow in your faith, to find your place, to use your gifts, and to serve. And so if you want to know more, honestly, the membership class this afternoon is a great place to start. Talking to one of our pastors or our ministry leaders. Maybe it's just, I'm still trying to figure out if I really believe all this. As we close in prayer, I want to encourage you, Lord, that as we close today, that this wouldn't be the ending, but it would just, God, I pray that we would turn to you in those difficult times. Peace of being able